They keep studying for it, just learn.
Right.
Okay, so today we're going to do solution on two. In paper 2B. Yeah. So I want 3.2
Yeah.
Yeah.
B.
I think there's two sentences.
So this is graph a line given a point and the slope. So graph the line, given the slope and the point. Okay, so we will just do the examples. So example number 1. Graph the line passing through the point 1, -1, whose slope is m equals to 3 all over 4. Graph the line through the point. This one and the slope is this. Okay, so we say the slope, which is m, equals to what? Change in y all over change in x, right? Which is the same as
Why?
right all over r, right?
Mhm.
Which is the same as
Why? Why?
let's say y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So we can use this to draw the line. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we can use this one to get the other point in the line, so that we can draw the line. Okay, so for our slope here, m equals to 3 all over 4. So in this case, this one is positive, right? So if this is positive, then that means it is doing what? Rising
Up and back.
up 3 times, right?
Mhm.
3 steps, and then to the right, right? 4 steps. So first of all, what we do, so draw this one. So you come here, you now draw the Cartesian plane. So you get
Wait, what's that called?
you can just say the graph.
Okay.
I just use a different one. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5. Okay. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, actually. Okay, so our first point is 1, -1. So 1, which is x, and then -1 is somewhere here, right? So this is the point 1. Okay. Now we have this point, and then we have the slope, which is m equals to 3 all over 4. And this one is positive. So that means we rise how many steps? Three. So this is one here. Up to here is another one. So that is 2, 3, and 2. And then 1. What am I doing? So this is 1, 2, and then 1.
3.
So up to there. And then
Over 4.
4 steps down to the right.
Right.
So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So our next point will be where? Here. So our next point is what?
2, 5.
5,
Yeah.
2. So our next point is 5, 2. And then you go. Just make a straight. Just make a straight. So that's how.
Is that like a mathematical kind of equation way to do that?
Yeah, so you can form an equation there. So now you can form the equation of this line. So you know the gradient, which is this one. And then we will still do it. There is another section that we need to formulate the equation.
Oh, yeah, we're doing steps. Sorry.
What do you do if they just give you, when they give you M and it's just one number?
What number?
So like m equals -1.
M equals like.
Yeah, we are doing that.
-1/1.
I have an example here. So you can, I think there is a section that we're going to, yeah, there is another section that we're going to form the equation of the line.
Okay.
So you have the gradient and then you have one point. So how can you formulate the equation of this line? So to formulate the equation of the line, we'll do it. I don't know. Okay, so another example. So that is example number 1. Example number 2. Now, if you're given the point, you're given the point 6, 1, okay? And then the slope is m equals to 3.
I have a question about labeling the graphs. So like on the quiz, how we were supposed to find the intercept and then graph it.
Mhm.
Do you still want us to label the points on the graph?
No, as long as I can see.
As long as you can see it's fine. Okay.
But you can label it. However, as long as I can see the points. So now, if you have this point 6, and then the gradient is 3, 6, and then 3. So this is similar to 3 over 1. 3 over 1. So this one is similar to 3 over 1. Okay. So this is changing y, which is 3, all over changing x, which is 1. Was that the question that you asked?
Yeah.
So this is similar to 3 over 1. So we can do it over here. Or will you get confused? Okay. So 6, 1. So 6. And then, okay, that's 12. So this one. Then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have the point 6, 1. So 6, then what? 1, which is what? So this is 6. Now, our gradient is m is 3, 1. So m equals to 3, over 1. So 3 over 1. So you go how many steps?
Up 3.
Up 3 steps, right? So we were at 1, right? So you come to 2, that is 1. You come to 3, that is 2. You come to 4, that is 1, 3. Up to 4 there, right?
Mhm.
And then 1 step to the right.
Right.
To the right. So it goes to
7.
7. And our point here will be what? What will be our point?
7. 4.
7, 4. So our point will be 7, 4. And then you do what?
Draw line.
You draw a straight line. You draw a straight. Touching the 2 points. Is that clear? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so if we have another example here, you're given the point of -6, 1, and then m equals to -6. M equals to -6. So you have the 2 points, the point and the gradient. It's a dot. So this is similar to -6 over 1. Over 1. Okay. All right. So the point go to -6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Okay. So we have the point -6 and 1. So -6 is maybe somewhere -5, -6. Okay. Maybe somewhere. So -6 and then what? 1, which is here. Now our gradient is -6 and 1. So what do you do with that?
We're going down
You
6.
go down 6 steps, and then you go to the right 1 step. Okay, so we go down 6 steps. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it goes up to what?
-4.
-5, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then we go 1 step to the what? To the right. So what will be our point?
-5, -5.
-5, -5. And then we do what?
Draw a line.
We draw a line. Simple, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you are given the equation of the light, and then you're told to draw the graph, you're given the equations of the light. So we know the slope. So we say, let's say, this slope intercept form is always written as y equals to mx plus what? Plus c. So this is the equation of what? straight line. So y equals to mx plus c. We say this m is the what? Is a gradient. And then this is what? The y-intercept. That is the y-intercept when x is equals to 0. So when this x equals to 0, then we get the value of y, which is this constant. Now, so the slope intercept is where, y-intercept is where x equals to 0. So when you put x equals to 0 here, then we get our point, which is y equals to 0m plus 1 c. So our point will be y equals to c, right? And this point now will be what? 0 and then what? C. So that is our first point. That is like how we were given the point there, and then now we're given the slope. Then again, we know the slope, which is what? M.
Yeah.
So our slope is M. So we have the slope, and then we use the y-intercept to now draw the what? Draw the straight line. So, for example, graph the line y equals to minus 5x all over 6 minus 2. Graph the line y equals to minus 5x all over 6 minus 2. Using the slope and the y-intercept. So using the slope and the y-intercept. Now, we get the y-intercept. So to get the y-intercept, then x equals to what? X equals to 0. So here, y equals to minus 2. So our point here will be what? 0 minus 2. So we have the point. Now, what is our slope? M equals to what? Minus 5 or what? Minus 5 over 6. Okay? So this is our slope, which is M. So you take the whole of it, minus 5 over 6. So we have our point there, which is 0 minus 2. Then our slope there, minus 5 all over 6. Now we can draw the what? This line. Then we can draw this line. So you come here, you draw the graph. Okay. So 1, 2. Let's say something like that. So our first point is the y-intercept, which is 0 and what? 0 and minus 2. So we have 0 here, and then what? Minus 2. 0 minus 2. And our slope is what? Negative 5 and what? 6. So we go 5 steps what? Down. So 5 steps down. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go 6 steps to the what? The right.
Right.
So up to what? Up to 6. Right? So So at this point, you also, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So up to 6 here. So this point will be what? 6 and what?
-7.
-7. And then we do what? We can draw what? Straight line. So that is our point. This point is what? If this line is equal to -5 over 6x minus 2. Just like that. Simple, right? Yeah. I noticed one thing about you guys, you confuse the signs. Like the first portion, I think one of you was, I think I know that number. I don't remember what. Like when you have -4 there, then x -1 here. So when you open these brackets, then it will be -4x plus what?
4.
Plus 4. Yeah. So there was a mistake there. So if you make a very simple mistake, you lose 1 mark, especially the sign. If you miss the sign, that is 1 mark. You lose 1 mark. Okay, so are we clear on that? Any question up there? All right, so let's see another example. Okay, now if you're given the equation like this, now you're given the equation like 3x plus 2y equals to -2. Now, if you're given the equation like that, 3x plus 2y equals to -2. So, first step is you write in this form, y equals to mx plus what? This is the slope intercept form. So you write in that form. So therefore, you take all the values to the other side, you make this y here. So 2y equals to, when you take 3, this side it will be what? -3x minus what? 2 minus 2. Then you divide it by 2. So you divide everywhere by 2. Remember that. You divide this one by 2, divide this one by 2, divide this one by 2. So when you divide by 2, then y equals to -3 all over 2x minus what? -1. So we have the point there, m equals to -3 all over 2. What is our slope? What is our y-intercept? When x equals to 0. So it will be what? 0 and 1? -1. So this is our y-intercept. That is our y-intercept. Now, we can now do what? Graph. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So our point is 0 and -1. So it is here. 0. Now we go how many steps?
Down 3.
How many steps? 3 steps down, right? So 1, 2, 3. Then we go how many steps to the right? 2 steps. 1, 2. So our point here would be what? 2 and what?
-4,
-4. Then we do what?
draw a line.
So this is our graph, which is 3x plus 2y equals to -2. Oh, you don't see it. So that is 3x plus 2 equals to. Any question after that?
This is just more out of curiosity, but if you label the line like how you did just there, do you want it in original form or do you want it in slope intercept form? Which would be the y equals.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. This one is similar. That's
To the one, okay.
It's, okay, any question? So the other example there is in your notes, so you can check it out.
Because I don't want to count the space.
Yeah. There's another example there, which is in your notes.
I know.
So you find it. I'll do it.
I was like, this.
Okay, so let's come to section 3.2c. So 3.2c is use slopes to identify parallel and perpendicular line. Use the slopes to identify parallel, and perpendicular lines. Now, let's start from parallel. So we know parallel lines, there are two lines, yeah, which they don't flow.
They never understand.
They never meet. So it's either on the X, on the Y. So they have two lines, or they are on the X, or they are going this way, or they are going that way. Okay. So two lines that have the same slope. So number one. So for the parallel line, so these are two lines. They have same slope. They have the same slope, which is M. And never intersect. So they never intersect. So two lines, they have the same slope, but they will never intersect. Number two, two lines have the same slope and different y-intercept. So same slope. Different y-intercept. Same slope, different y-intercept. So you can be having the same M, but we have two different y-intercept. Let's say A and 0. Okay. So different y intercept. Number 3, you can also have vertical lines. Let me say vertical lines are on the text, right?
Yeah.
So let me say the slope, what it is on the vertical line. So we say the slope is what?
From phone.
And so we say the slope is a. So if you have two different like that, if they don't meet, they are still parallel. So because they cannot meet, then that means the x are what? Different, right? So you can have a 0 and then b 0. So you have different x intercept. So those are the parallel lines. So how can you identify parallel lines? So how can you identify parallel lines if you're given equations? So example number 1. Example number 1. So determine whether these are parallel. So A, you have 3x minus 2y equals to 6, and y equals 3 over 2x plus y. So how can you know this line is parallel? So first of all, you write them in what? Y intercept. No, I mean the slope intercept. Form, which is what? Y equals to mx plus c. So here, then this is minus 2y equals to minus 3x plus what? Plus 6, right? So you take 3x to the other side. So then you divide by -2. So y equals to 3 over 2x minus what? 6 over 2, right? So y equals to 3 over 2x minus 7. So you divide by -2. So when you divide by -2 here, this will cancel with the negative, and then this will be negative here, and then you get something. Another point is y equals to 3 over 2x plus what? Okay. So here, do we have the same slope?
Yes.
So m in both of them equals to 3 over 2. And then you also have different y intercept, right? These and these are different. So y intercept here is what? 0 and -3. And then here is 0 and 1. So these are what? Parallel. So these are parallel lines. Now, another example. If you're given y equals to -4 and y equals to 3. Y equals to -4 and y equals to 3. So this is a line at the point y equals to -4. This one is a line at what? Y equals to what? 3. So they are not meeting at all. So they are just going. So this is like this. So let's say this one is 3 and this one is 4, -4. So this line is y equals to what? And this line is y equals to,
-4.
they will not, they will never meet. So those are parallel lines. So those are parallel lines. So these are horizontal lines. The slope, which is m, are the same, and the slopes are what? So what is the slope of these lines? What are the slopes of these lines?
Trying to trick us here? It's a trick question.
Yeah,
It is undefined, but I might be
No,
wrong.
it's
it should be 0, 0, right?
Yeah, so the slope is
zero.
0. There is no change in what? Y. So it's y is, they have the same y, right?
Mhm.
So it will be 0 all over a number which is changing x. X is changing, you see?
Yeah.
X is changing in every point. So all over something, which is x, all over 1, all over 2, and that will be what? Equals to 0. That will be equals to 0. But now, if it is like this, yeah,
Mhm.
so there are some changes in y, right? But there is no change in x. So when there is no change in x, then it will be what? 0. So all over 0. So y, which is anything, and something like that,
So
all over
X is
0.
undefined, Y.
Yeah, so it will be undefined. All right.
Small people,
What about a cure for cancer?
So y, another one, x equals to -2 and x equals to -5. X equals to -2 and x equals to -5. So definitely these are what? The vertical lines. And they will not intersect. So those are what? Parallel lines. So they will not intersect. So they are parallel. All right. Now let's come to perpendicular lines. So a perpendicular line, this is a line which they do what? They can do what? They form a what?
90 degree.
Yep. They form a right angle, which is 90 degrees. So they form a right angle, which is 90 degrees. So they meet at a point. Now, the gradient of this line, you can say the gradient of line 1, which is M1, and the gradient of M2, they are different. So this one and this one are different. So the two gradients are different. So you finally two equations which have different gradients. So that means that is not what? Parallel. So either it will be perpendicular. So if you have different gradients, then you can check whether it is perpendicular by doing what? So the product of the two gradients or slopes are equal to -1.
One.
Equal to. So here, M1 multiplied by M2 equals to negative. So if you find the gradient of one equation multiplied by the gradient of the other equation is equals to negative 1, then that one is what? Perpendicular. That is perpendicular. So the vertical and the horizontal lines are always perpendicular. So the vertical and the horizontal are always perpendicular. So because they are meeting on that 90 degrees. So this is y and this one is x. So this is always perpendicular. So this is always perpendicular. So example. Use the slope to determine if the lines are perpendicular. So y equals to minus 5x minus 4m x minus 5y equals to 5. So the two lines there. So first of all, you write this one in slope intercept form. So here will be what? 5y is minus equals to minus x. That's 5. Okay. Then you divide by minus 5. So y equals to x all over 5 minus 1, right? So because you divide everywhere by minus 5. So when you divide this one by minus 5, it will be plus. You divide this one by minus 5, it will be minus 1. So we have our m here. Let's say m1 is equals to what? -5. And this one is m2 equals to 1 over 5, right?
Yes.
So m1 multiplied by m2 should give us what? -1. So let's check. m1 is -5. Multiplied by m2 is 1 over 5. What is it giving us?
It's a -1.
So this is what?
That's perpendicular.
So that is. So that's how we check the lines, whether they are perpendicular or yeah. Right. So in our time, oh, we have payment. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, then you have any question?
I do. Is this like a build up to something else?
This one?
Like these 3.2 feet and C build up?
Yeah, we will be using most of these things definitely as we progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, baby steps.
So most of these things are continuous.
Okay.
Yeah. So you will have to know, there is a section that you need to draw a line, you need to draw also a curve. So we will reach that point.
Okay.
So you must know how to do most of these things. This is still just the introduction. So progress.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
not like next week we're gonna be doing the graph.
Alright, so if you don't have any other question, then you can meet on Wednesday. So make sure you do your homework so that you don't get the penalty.
I do quit.
See you guys.
What are you going to grad school for?
Mathematics.
Mathematics? Master's math? Doctor of math. Dr. Derry.